This is Cosmic Conversations. That went on shorter than I thought. Actually, we need 3 more minutes of. I have a question. Oh, wow. I really sat down without my question. We have a nice question today. Truly. Where am I putting this, bro? Yes. Today's question comes from a spirit. Somebody pretty awesome. Like all the questions. But awesome in their own unique individual way. I know this person, so I can say that. It's not like a stranger's question. Let's start. Cosmic Conversations, episode 20 something. 20 something. I actually forgot. Honestly, man, do you ever struggle with seeing the world as it is? As I recognize we have so much power and love for ourselves, and I fall into that experience. It's amazing on a personal level, but I sometimes struggle when I see so many people around me who eat fast food all day and then complain about their health problems. And so many people have sympathy for that as if it's just a part of life. That's real. I really want to say this person's name like I'm talking to them right now. That's just so real. Like I've had like so many conversations with people about this, and I'm glad I'm connecting with people about this more because this is how I have felt most of my life growing up is Chase, where it's such a cluster fudge. Seeing people and interacting with people and loving people and relating with people who want to be healthy, want to be better, and feel a lot of positive vibrations about wanting to do that, yet they keep falling short of their expectation of themselves. And even more so, they do things that are just clearly unhealthy, and then they feel a bunch of low vibrations about those things, and they never really know how to like just find equilibrium or balance, or really even actually just put their energy, or really put, marry their, you don't know, maybe you do know, I'm about to say it, then you know, marry your woman to your man, aka they don't put their right emotions into the right thought to actually create the right life for themselves. So they're like sporadically putting all their emotions, and that's the emotional reactivity that we're getting into here. It hurts me sometimes seeing how many people live in the mercy of the norms and not willing to change things. So yeah, all that is like extra. The main question, it's very important. The main question is, do you ever struggle with seeing the world as it is? Informed by, in the context of this world, to ground it. All that extra stuff grounds it, because I could be on some super metaphysical stuff that doesn't even apply to Earth, but like it does because it's the universe. But like to make it much more relatable to us, yeah, the fast food thing, and people like clearly eating unhealthy things and knowing that what they're eating is unhealthy and knowing that it's leading them down a dark path, and then feeling bad about it, and then like also roping you into that bad feeling, all while continuing to do it. I mean, that's hell. So this is why I fast. Fasting helps you see the world as it is. This is the whole point of fasting. And I connected with this person who asked this question because of fasting anyway. So fasting is everything. Because spiritually, what fasting is reminding yourself you're not a body. I almost could just like cut the video there. That's hilarious. Spiritually, like, and just fasting is all about remembering that you are infinitely powerful. This is why this world that wants to enslave you is doing everything in its power to convince you not to fast. And then that's why when I come into this world and I fast, everyone who I'm connected with uh, does almost everything in their power, but not quite because they can't, to make me stop fasting. Because it's actually the path to heaven. Hence why Jesus did it. And hence why the same system that is worshiping Jesus for fasting doesn't want you to. They don't want you to be Jesus. They want you to, instead of doing what Jesus did, look at his sacrifice and just accept that he did that sacrifice for you, so you don't have to do anything he did. That's strangely like the mental like rationale. That's the mind state most Christians are in as I was growing up, and then started triggering hella people as I was fasting. Um, Most Christians believe that because Jesus fasted, they don't have to. They just have to accept his sacrifice, and now they're good. So, hey, all spirits make it work. Life is stories. Life is light. So all stories are a lie. Just see that basically all lies have to ride on the truth, and the truth is emotion. So fasting is about boiling through the lies and getting to your truth. So like I don't know who you are as a spirit. I can't tell you at all. I only know who I am. Like I know who I am. And I fucking created myself. And I love to create things from my personal space. And I do that on a consistent basis, rather consistent basis. Um so for me to enter a world where I have created things, and then the spiritual colonizers take the things I created and then claim that I said that we are all part of something else that's greater than us, only I could come back and say that that's not true. Because like no one else is going to have that awareness. Everyone else coming into this world, then when they want to get the wisdom from my tablets, or what they, yeah, just get wisdom from any writings or any structure, any art piece that I've left here in a simulation, anywhere, whatever, in a world, um, they get hijacked by people or by whatever, by spirits who can change that because they get them lost in light. So this is what we're talking about with fasting. It's not getting lost in light. So that's where my mind just went to like three different places. That's where I literally would have needed like three different mouths, and then that's not even productive. um, Getting people lost in light, it's all about like the details. So anything in the world that you can see is light, and anything you can feel is darkness. That's emotion. So anything you can see is floating in darkness, it's floating in feeling, and all of that is the spirit. And then and all of that is really expressing the spirit, because the spirit itself is infinite nothingness, and like that's like a whole. So we were just talking about like all these infinite nothingness individual spirits feeling like connecting, that's where we get like the universe and like all these different ways, because it's always going to be us feeling like connecting with spirits that are not us. And it's just the game there with spiritual colonialism is convincing a spirit that they are not themselves and that they are you. And so then that's where when I come into the world and I release things like, hey, you are you, you're infinite, and here are ways in which you can be more infinite. Let's build systems and societies around helping you use this human body to level up. They are not about that. The entities that want to enslave you, because that's clearly, you can't control a spirit who knows that they're a spirit, who knows that they're free. So then entities would have to come, manipulate my things, and make you believe that you are light in some way. And that's where, even if it's like, yeah, you're not the body, they're not going to go so far as to like try and make you think you are the body if it's my text. Uh, but they can like change it and make it hella twisted to the point where they're saying that I said that we are all only powerful because of something else outside of us that has created all of us. And that is the ultimate spiritual colonialism. Because the moment you believe that, you give your soul to the entity that authored that idea. And that's how that individual wants to relate with you. Whack. So that's big issue for people in seeing the world as it is looking past the light, looking past the consciousness into the subconscious, because life is subconscious. um Everything's subconscious, everything's water. It's just a matter of what does that water look like. And if you get lost in what water looks like, then you'll drown. It's like as simple as that. uh and that is why fasting is everything there, like actually. Because fasting, when you're not eating things from the world, when you're not consuming things, like I'm about to consume this cup, this whole fucking cup, like just when I'm about to drink this liquid, this coffee fluid, bro, it's not water. I mean, everything's water based. It is coffee. um Coffee's lit. It starts with a C, so it's lit. Coffee and Kush, caffeine and Kush, or I mean caffeine and cannabis, whatever. Life. When I'm about to drink this, considering you are you eat, my body will literally become a denser vibration based on this liquid, as this liquid goes in me or whatever. So then that's where fasting, the whole point is that your body is already holding on to a bunch of things that you've eaten from the past. And if you keep eating and you never actually fast, you literally become the world and you hold on to even those heavy metals, because we know hella metals are in our food now, hella poisons and stuff. Actual heavy metals from the Industrial Revolution, though. You become heavier and you get weighed down, and you actually cannot see things as they are. You can only see things as the world wants you to see them, because you are only consuming things that the world has created for you to consume. You can just spiritually program anything you consume and it's lit. Actually. But that takes like a whole awareness and like believing in yourself. So, and this is, yeah, the whole game is, not having you believe in yourself, having you logically, for whatever reason, think that believing in yourself is like a weird negative thing. And then you need to believe in the external world because of this. And that is, again, the spiritual warfare. That's like how people will get lost in voting. They're like, oh, well, I can't vote for myself because I'm no one. I can only vote for one of the two people that are put on TV in front of me. And I will argue with everyone in my life about who is actually going to save us on a system that was literally built on the genocide of hella millions of indigenous peoples. It's like... to literally see things for as they are, you just got to stop eating light in details. So, everyone who's lost in hell and lost in all these details, they all eat every day. That's a constant feeling between them. All these politicians and just everyone who's uh, lost in light, lost in details. They're not fasting. They're actually consuming every day because they're consuming light every day. And then that's just showing that they're not spiritually inclined enough to know that they are not this body, and that this body is actually a product of the thoughts and feelings that their spirit is creating. But instead, externally, they feel like they need to consume the product of the thoughts and feelings of another spirit or something outside of them, aka food. And then they take on the vibration and intentions of said food. So this is why the U.S. government is so adamant on forcing everyone to not grow their own food, and they have been for centuries. It's, been a thing since the Industrial Revolution. This is why humans have so many health problems now, for sure. And that's fast food. Literally, Fast food is meant to solve a problem that the Industrial Revolution created, which is, hey, we're colonizing these lands where there's all these free people. If you help us rape, murder, and enslave all these people, we'll give you money. And this money, Jesus sacrificed himself for our system. So like, just know, like, if you sacrifice yourself and your individuality to Jesus, who sacrificed himself for us, then you'll be able to live a happy world through us, because that's God works through us. And then that's the state that Europeans are in. That's the state that really the whole new world, this world that we're in, the monetary system, banks are set up on this energy. And that's just history. Like, they can't hide it. It's like so systemically painful how they had to infiltrate countries to put their banks in, all for this specific purpose. um to take taking all of that and being like, yeah, so here's all these free people. If you want to come enslave these free people, we'll give you money. And then as we enslave these free people and take over their lands together, this money will help us build our new world. And then that's where all the spirits who resonate with that energy would be millionaires first. And that's why in our society we can see on TV and stuff like, oh, rich people are so fucked up. And it's like, well, the whole energy of what it means to be rich is that you had to make someone else poor, or else everyone was free. Because rich is just free. So notice, like, to be rich, to have money, is just the freedom to express yourself. Everyone used to have the freedom to express themselves. Indigenous peoples were all expressing themselves freely. And it's just spiritual. That's the point of making a body. It was only the Freemasonic European agenda that wanted to enslave everyone's individuality and put it towards their system. So they created this way, this currency, to harvest everyone's souls and harvest everyone's idea of how life works. Now, most people I've met in this life literally cannot imagine um, things working outside of money. Like, most people. Like, they've been systemically programmed this way to not be able to imagine how things can be created outside of money, because the colonizing spirits that have taken over this simulation have logically blinded them with that metal so much that they literally are just disconnected from the light of their spirit. So now they're putting all the water from the light of their spirit into the metal instead of into something that they could have built themselves. So for all of that to happen, it literally just takes spirits to create it. And it's like, if you really want to see things how they are, fasting will let you see that teamwork makes the dream work. And what I mean by that is, although like all these atrocities, it's really messed up, but that all these things happen, spiritually, every spirit is creating the circumstance and situation for life to happen. And they're creating things that are traumatic. They're creating all of life. Like, they have all the power. Like, everything is being created intentionally. Um, so when spirits go through catastrophic moments or like awful things happen to them, uh, they set that up for themselves to learn some sort of lesson that they could not learn if they were in full desire mode, right? Because life doesn't happen in full desire mode. Life is two. Desire is one, but you need everything to balance out those desires. That's actual life. That's stepping out of your comfort zone in that case. Because most people, they desire comfort, boom. But then that's not life, that's death. That's what we're seeing with the Industrial Revolution, where that's the other frequency being weaponized: comfort, convenience. So all these spirits are okay with being dumbed down by fast food and everything because of convenience. So fast food being a thing that was created because of the Industrial Revolution, taking away everyone's freedom to express their individuality. Now they're working jobs, and then they're like, oh, we don't have time to eat because we're working so much. And then it's easy, when they're already in that low vibration, for the system that created that problem for them to be like, whoa, how do we make money off of feeding people who don't have time to eat healthy on their own because they're working for us so much? Do we have them work less? No, 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 no. There are slaves. They need to work as much as possible. We're creating robots here in the Euro American industrial complex. No, 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 no. No, they gotta keep working. Maybe we'll feed them healthy food. No, 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 no. Because if they're healthy, then like we can't actually make money off of them being sick. So we need them to be sick enough to need us. Like we can't just have healthy humans working for us, because then what happens when they realize that they're healthy and they could do something else? No, we need them unhealthy and stuck where they are so that they can really be a machine and stay in whatever position we trained them through school for. So no, no, no. How about the third option? How about instead we create a bunch of poisonous, empty, unhealthy food, and then we make it super cheap and super addictive. And then let's put all of our energy into finding out what the most addictive substances are for humans so that we can weaponize that and make fast food. And now everyone who is in that vibration of, oh, I work way too much for the government to be able to eat healthy for myself. Oh, well, the government is providing all this unhealthy poison. Awesome. It's all the same vibration. It's all spirits creating this life for themselves with this government. So then it's just like it comes down to you figuring out why you're in this position and what you can do about it. Because you're clearly not trying to kill yourself, and you're clearly not trying to be a slave while you kill yourself. So here we are, bro. Right? That's how you see the world as it is. You fast. You stop eating everything the world says, and you listen to the feeling of your heart. You listen to the vibration that is pumping through you all the time, because that is a subconscious language of your spirit. Yeah, that's it. We're out. Gang.